Coming up on Thunder Insider, after ringing in the new year in style, the Thunder gears up for an intense stretch of games. We'll dissect the matchups and discuss what a big role the Thunder's depth will play this season. Plus, even with the packed schedule, Russell Westbrook made time to take a local family on a homeland shopping spree.
What kind of ice cream y'all like?
And she had the Chesapeake crowd in a frenzy after singing the anthem. But even more impressive may be the way Kristen Chenoweth is spreading Thunder spirit from coast to coast.
I cannot go back to LA. I had to go back having at least experienced the Thunder live.
We've got all that, and Steely gets 2012 started off right.
The Mayans said it would be our last year on the planet. Any thoughts on that? Oh, good. He's kicking me out, folks.
Hello and welcome everyone to Thunder Insider presented by Integris Health. I'm Kelly Kroll alongside Thunder broadcasters Brian Davis, Grant Long, and we have a great show in store for you as Matt Pinto and Mike Seeley both will be along later, and it has been another exciting week for us guys. Some big finishes, but also a few contests that probably the team has walked away from knowing they have some things they still want to improve on.
I agree, but I'm going to go off the beaten path here and talk about how the Thunder support has been absolutely remarkable from the fans, and I think they've come out in droves to support this ball club. And now to go on to another topic, I think the way the players have played has also been superb as well. 5-2 right now. They're playing some spectacular basketball. Still have a lot of room to grow, but still playing well.
We're basically still in training camp, and just about every coach that we've seen in the first couple of weeks of the season, Kelly, has talked about all the turnovers, an inordinate number of turnovers. What everybody's trying to do, the Thunder included, is find a level of consistency. And over this past week, you'll notice for the Thunder, the turnover numbers have been coming down. So there's progress.
Well, and one of the things, you speak of the coaches, one of the things we know they're trying to drive home early is the importance of setting a defensive tone. And we have seen some really good defense in these first few games. We've also seen some spots where it can get better, but we've seen some really good things.
I think in the end, Grant, it comes down for the Thunder. Maybe the bigger challenge right now is finding some consistency in terms of offensive execution. But when you can hold a guy to the mid to lower 40s, and in a couple of cases, in fact, 3 of the first 5 games below 40%, you're going to give yourself a chance every night.
Well, absolutely, and I think it goes back to what you just said. These guys are looking for some consistency. The turnovers have been there. So offense is normally going to be behind your defense at this point in the season, and I think we're seeing that in this team. Their defense, the way they communicate, the way they're able to move, slide, and come in a help side position, these things have been key to their success early on. I think the offense will continue to get better, but certainly I think the defense, because it's a matter of effort on the defensive end, and that's why it's miles ahead of the offense right now.
Communication. That is huge. It was one of the big charges the coaching staff put on the guys beginning training camp. Communication much, much better, just to name one thing.
And one of the guys I want to brag about, because I think it's easy to overlook his defensive effort because of how great he's been on the offensive end, is James Harden. This guy, it was assistant coach Rex Galamian who told me he may have one of the quickest hands in the league, and we've seen a few times him poke away some balls and slide over, if you will, and that turns right into offense.
Here's my thing with Harden. I think he has found a level of consistency at which he can play with, that he can reproduce night after night. And when you have a player that can get to that point this early in the season, he's going to pay huge dividends for you. And again, I think to be able to say I can go out and do X, Y, and Z every night and do that to a high level, when you find that stretch and when you find that plateau for yourself, again, you have an excellent chance of being successful on a nightly basis. And I think that's where James Harden is right now.
Let's go back a couple of years to his rookie season out of Arizona State. The bottom line is that until James Harden learned to play defense the level the Thunder needed him to play at, he was not going to get on the floor. Well, he solved that in a hurry, and he's just grown from there.
We've heard the word used a couple of times, facilitator, a facilitator on the floor. And when he's out there, along with Daquan Cook, these guys in that second unit spread the court so well, and he's finding Daquan Cook, and we've seen and we know what that guy can do when he's on and he's in rhythm as well.
Well, I think everybody in that reserve group, they understand their role and they understand the gifts that they bring in that second unit, and Daquan Cook is one of those guys. When he gets in the game, he's beyond the three-point line most of the time. He's going to take those shots, and what he does, he spreads the floor for guys like Harden to get in and drive the ball to the basket. And when he can do that, spread that floor defensively, now all of a sudden you got a defense that's rotating and they're shifting and they don't have a chance to read and react to what you're doing. They just have to guess, and that's when it leaves open drives to the basket. You find Daquan Cook open for threes, and this guy, catch and shoot player, one of the best in the league and one of the best that I've seen.
Knowing that he is so dangerous in transition, could just come down and spot up for three, even when your opponent is at the other end of the floor, that can play in their head just a little bit, knowing that danger lies if they give the Thunder a transition opportunity.
And sometimes Daquan Cook is the best decoy on the floor because he does present so many problems with outside shooting that the defense has to be aware of him, and all of a sudden you start taking away their train of thought thinking about him, and other guys have an opportunity.
It doesn't get any better. It's exactly what you want to see. Guys coming off the bench, contributing right away. The Thunder's depth will certainly be a key in a condensed season like this one, and Coach Brooks explains why.
I think it's going to be important, but I think it's important every year. The games, they do pile up, but we have to manage that. Every team has to do the same thing.
For a season like this, depth is huge. Having depth, knowing you can depend on another guy from a coaching standpoint is going to be huge because he can just go down the line and put somebody else in the game.
I think it's notable the way that the Thunder has been able to work I'll call them the end of the bench guys into the ball game. Lazar Hayward, Reggie Jackson has gotten a couple of opportunities. And so at this early stage in the season, you've got your regular performers, the Mainers, the Hardens, and on down the line, but you're also giving the new guys an opportunity to work themselves into their spot and their role with this team.
Well, it's essentially what you said. It's an opportunity to work themselves in. We saw this happen last year with the group that plays quite a bit coming off the bench. They earned the trust of head coach Scott Brooks, and that's why you see them on the floor getting so many minutes. Now the new guys will have to do the same thing. They'll have to earn those minutes and earn the trust that when they're in the ball game that they're going to do the right thing. They're going to hustle, they're going to play hard, they're going to rebound, play solid defense, and that's first and foremost where they're going to earn those minutes, playing defense and stopping the opponent. And I think that's where they're going to have a chance to prove to Scott Brooks that they need to be on the floor.
And Coach doesn't like to use the word rest necessarily, but we saw in that Phoenix game, for instance, it will be important for the starters and even the second unit to get some time and take some breathers.
Up next on Thunder Insider, Oklahoma City fans prove once again why they are the best in the NBA. See how the Thunder faithful even surprised head coach Scott Brooks this week when we come back.
It's Kevin Durant. You're watching Thunder Insider.
Mavericks by 1.4 left. Cephalosha has to deal with the 7+ foot wingspan of Nowitzki on the ball. Talbot giving the ball. Looking, holding. Durant right side angle, free for three, and the win. It's on line. Got it! Kevin Durant got it! Thunder win! 104-102. Oh, baby! The Thunder have a closer. Big time. Durant being mobbed. The angle right three. Cha-ching! A Thunder money ball. Thunder 104. The Mavericks 102.
Wow, it still gives me chills. It was just a thrilling moment. A great call by you. Joining us now, the radio voice of Thunder Basketball, Matt Pinto. Just an exciting moment.
Well, it was amazing, the swings late in that game. The Thunder up 5, and suddenly they find themselves down by 1. They're up by 5 with 46 seconds left. But to be able to recover from the Vince Carter 3 the way they did with just outstanding execution, Grant, not just the Durant shot, which was sensational, but there are a lot of other elements that went into making that play.
No question about it. I like the way they held their poise after Vince Carter knocked down that 3. But to execute at that point in the game where you have basically one opportunity to get it right, I think it's the level of execution that impressed me the most. Kevin Durant's going to make that shot 3 or 4 times in the game. Here's a pick, one set by James Harden. Then it's going to be cleaned up by Kendrick Perkins, and a nice look-off and the delivery of the pass by Cephalosha in a timely fashion that allows Kevin Durant to just catch and release the basketball, and through the net it goes. Perfect execution of a play. And again, I think that speaks to the maturity of this ball club, because again, it's a matter of how you execute that play. You have one opportunity to get it right, and everyone executed what they had to do on that play.
A special, special player, as Coach Brooks refers to Kevin Durant, but also a special place to play in. He mentions that same night, earlier in the game, mid-4th quarter, Russell Westbrook struggling. We all saw it. It was the Oklahoma City crowd who started chanting his name, the Russell. a pretty special moment.
Well, an 18,000-plus person hug for
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook is what we saw happen, and he responded to the embrace by coming up huge in the final 4 or 5 minutes. And really, the 3.5 quarters that preceded that went by the wayside because all that mattered was making plays down the stretch, and he really did.
And, you know, Russell and Coach spoke about that moment.
I've never seen it in my NBA 20-something years of being in the NBA is what the crowd did.
The crowd chanting Westbrook. They love what they just saw. I think there's a little support coming to this crowd.
It's amazing, man. These fans, it's amazing what these fans do for you, man. You know, I love this city, my teammates, just thankful.
I mean, they knew he was struggling. They watched our game last night. He struggled. But when he made the layup and the free throw and they were chanting his name out, that's special. This is a special place to play. I've never seen it before. And that's what being a team is all about.
And that's what Scott Brooks alluded to, and that's what I'm going to talk about now. And I said that at the beginning. The support from this crowd has been absolutely super. And when you have a player like Russell Westbrook, remember, he struggled the night before in that game, but he came back in the game at home, and the crowd supported him, which tells me that they're very knowledgeable about what's going on.
And he is a walking wow, jaw-dropping, edge-of-your-seat player in any specific moment of the game. That dunk is phenomenal because Jason Terry's trying to take his left arm off, yet he had the strength to still finish. Then he goes and gets an offensive rebound in the center of traffic in the lane. Not many point guards in the league have the skill set to do what he did. And then he has the lion heart to compete and knock down that jumper regardless of what happened the previous 3 quarters. No conscience, and you have to play that way.
I think so, and I think I've said this from the very beginning. Russell Westbrook, in my estimation this year, he seems to be or have more of a presence on the floor. When I look out there on the floor and I watch this team play, I know that he's on the floor. It's nothing subtle about Russell Westbrook when he's on the floor. He's the elephant in the room, so to speak. You have to recognize that he's there.
And there's nothing subtle about that crowd. Arguably the loudest 6th man in the league right now. And there's plenty of games coming up for the fans too. 7 games in 10 days. Here's a look at the next 3 opponents for the Thunder. Oklahoma City will host San Antonio on January 8th at 7 p.m. Then it's the first back-to-back set on the road with Memphis on Tuesday and New Orleans on Wednesday. Let's start with the Spurs, guys. No Manu Ginobili, out with a hand injury. How does that impact the Spurs?
Well, it means James Anderson, the kid from Oklahoma State, who had a tremendous college career in Stillwater, has a great opportunity in a starting role, Grant, but that guy's irreplaceable. I mean, Ginobili, what he does, wreaking havoc defensively and creating fast break opportunities for them as a one-man show.
Absolutely. I think he's irreplaceable, but one thing you have to tip your hat to is the fact that Greg Popovich, one of the best coaches in the NBA, has always had a system in place that allows his team to be successful no matter who's in or who's out. It's the system in which they play in that makes them successful. So I think they're going to find a way to at least be competitive and sometimes even be successful without Ginobili.
Best three-point shooting team in the league a year ago, complimenting Tim Duncan, whose skill set's eroding a little bit. They still are an awful big handful to deal with.
Moving on to Memphis and New Orleans. We know we've already seen Memphis once this year, a very physical team. I mean, how do you see that playing out second time around?
No Zach attack. Zach Randolph is out for the next couple of months as a result of an injury, which is a significant loss for the Grizz. I would expect we'll see a little more finesse from them. They'll try to run a little bit more. Rudy Gay is a bigger factor in what they do offensively in Randolph's absence, Grant, but it's never easy there.
Absolutely not. I think this is one of those key elements we talk about a rapid-fire season. Zach Randolph going to miss almost 2 months of the season. We don't know where they're going to be when he comes back, but lucky for them, they do have a Rudy Gay. But it takes away that two-man game between Gasol and Randolph. They were so powerful inside, scoring baskets in the paint. Without Randolph, that's going to really go away for them. Somehow, Rudy Gay will have to pick up that scoring slack.
And then New Orleans.
Totally different look. David
Yes,
West
they
is
are.
in Indiana. Chris Paul is in Los Angeles. But you still got Trevor Ariza's athleticism at both ends of the floor. Jarrett Jack's now their starting point guard, and he's put up nice numbers early this season. Chris Kaman coming off the bench. They've got Eric Gordon, one of the flashier two guards in the league. So, again, given that that'll be the 5th game in 6 days, Kelly, that's going to be a chore for this team.
The truth is the games just keep on coming, and really we know already the Thunder, they're going to see the best game from every team that's coming.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
Oh, it's a great day. Just finished nice work at practice and got an opportunity to meet these, 3 beautiful kids and had a good opportunity to meet their mother and had a good time shopping.
Welcome back, Thunder fans. It's time to vote your favorite Thunder players into the 2012 NBA All-Star Game in Orlando. You can start voting today online at thunder.nba.com by clicking on the All-Star image. Voting ends on January 31st, so remember, vote Thunder and vote often. Don't forget to take part in our Watch and Win contest this season. Not only do you have a chance to win tickets to an upcoming home game, but you are also automatically entered to win a trip to see the Thunder take on the Lakers in LA. Just visit thunder.nba.com and enter the code 3355 or text the code to 68278 for your chance to win.
It's a hectic stretch for the team right now, but Thunder guard Russell Westbrook made some time to take an Oklahoma City family on a $500 homeland shopping spree. Russell helped check off all the grocery items and then had a big surprise for the family when they checked out.
It was a great day. Just finished nice work at practice and got an opportunity to meet these, three beautiful kids, and had a good opportunity to meet their mother, and had a good time shopping.
And he's real down home, and he's himself, and he act like everybody else.
So how old are you? 14? 15. You?
There is a high school student that goes to PC West, and also 2 middle school students that go to Western Oaks Middle School, and with a single mom.
They're good kids, man, and they have great manners. Were brought up well and in a good home. What's on here? We go right here. Which one y'all like? The opportunity that God has blessed me with, that gives me the opportunity to come out and do things like this.
And that's the blessing right there, because I'm here with my babies and Russell.
So we got another $500 gift card, so whenever y'all want to come back, boom, we got another one. There you go. Merry Christmas.
The players love getting out in the community, and one of the newest members of the team, Lazar Hayward, got his first opportunity to hop on the Rolling Thunder book bus.
What grade are you?
Okay, we're at Western Oaks Elementary. It's a pre-K through 5th grade school in Putnam City, and we've been honored to have the Thunder bus come today to promote reading with our students in our 4th and 5th grade classes.
It's very, very fun. They're all being nice to me. They're all happy, and it's a great time sitting on the bus. What's your name? Matisse? Nice to meet you.
It sure means a lot. They see that not just that reading's important, but that people in the community care about them and care about their success.
I think it's really good. I think they're doing a great job of making sure kids are staying in school and everybody's having fun.
He was great. He got right down with the kids. He talked to every student who was on the bus, looked at their books, and encouraged everyone to read.
I heard about him. He's pretty popular. Yeah, I like that shirt. Good choice. Good choice.
Always a lot of fun. Be sure to check out the Tulsa 66ers, a proud affiliate of your Oklahoma City Thunder. It's a big week for the 66ers, who have 2 contests remaining in a 3-game homestand. Tulsa will face Maine on Saturday at 7 p.m. and Austin on Sunday at 4. As always, for more information on the 66ers and the upcoming schedule, just visit their website at tulsa66ers.com.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
2011 was outstanding for the Oklahoma City Thunder. What does 2012 have in store? Well, I can tell you this, the fans are fired up.
Welcome back to Thunder Insider.
All right, well, I'm here with Kristen Chenoweth before the Thunder game. You're singing the national anthem tonight. Do you get a little nervous?
I always get nervous, and I also really respect the song that I'm singing, so I want to do it justice.
Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
Well, you're such a wonderful ambassador for not only this state, but certainly this team, your sport, and your Thunder colors this evening. You got this at the Thunder store not long ago, right?
Yeah, I was in town for Thanksgiving. I usually don't get this much time off at holidays, and I just took the opportunity to go to the store, and I picked up a couple. I got a hat, and I bought myself a hoodie and this shirt, and I'm a big basketball fan. I love basketball. I live in LA and New York, and I am sick of hearing the crap. Okay, so I cannot go back to LA. I had to go back having at least experienced the Thunder live. I mean, it's one thing to see it on TV, to get to be and watch the team so close. I feel like the Jack Nicholson of the Lakers.
How about that? Kristen telling those Lakers and Knicks fans what's up. Certainly a nice way to ring in the new year, talking to Kristen. And Steely also helped us out by finding out what Thunder fans have in store for 2012.
OKC fans plan on having a ball tonight as another new year passes. Another one begins. 2011 was outstanding for the Oklahoma City Thunder. What does 2012 have in store? Well, I can tell you this. The fans are fired up. What's something you can do differently this year maybe you didn't do last year?
Just holler louder and come to every game.
Got to cheer louder, got to cheer more often, be at more games, and of course, get as much Thunderwear as possible.
The Storm Chasers were big time in 2011. What are your plans for 2012 as a group?
Oh, to make it even bigger, even better.
Okay, with a hat like that, you are asking for camera time. It's nice, by the way. Now, what are your goals for 2012 as a fan?
In 2012, I'm going to be even more dedicated to my Thunder, and I'm pretty dedicated now, but I'm going to be even more so. I might even come with a blue face.
There is no doubt that Rumble will have all the answers for 2012. Rumble, what's up? We've got to talk to you about 2012. Are you fired up? Oh, yeah, that would be a yes. Any new routines, big wheel plans for 2012? Now, I got to ask you, though, 2012, the Mayans said it would be our last year on the planet. Any thoughts on that? Oh, good. He's kicking me out, folks. Braylon is a huge Thunder fan, but for 2012, you said you're not going to do something, right?
No interviews.
No interviews? Can you give us an example of yelling super loud?
Ah!
That's pretty good. Kick it up one more notch.
Ah!
There you go. That's what I'm talking about right there. Good job.
Thanks a lot, Steely, and Happy New Year to all of you. We thank you for joining us here at our Oklahoman studio for this week's edition of Thunder Insider, presented by Integris Health. We'll see you again next week with more on Thunder basketball.